guest today, we're so proud of Cassidy Mayfield, a senior at Central High School and a semifinalist for National Merit. And we're pulling for you to become a finalist because you won't know about that for a while.
Not until this spring.
Yes. But Cassidy, you are a longtime student of SAISD.
Mm-hmm.
If not your whole career?
My entire school career.
Give us the schools you've attended in San Angelo.
First through 5th grade, I went to Bonham Elementary. 6th grade, I went to Bowie. Then I went to Glenn, 7th and 8th grade. Then the Freshman Center and Central.
So we're going to take credit for this award. I'm teasing you, Cassidy. The teachers, when I say we, it's a village. Mm-hmm. And you've had some very good teachers in this district. Plus, I know your mama. And Cassidy's mama is an has been a wonderful teacher for a lot of years. 20 in SAISD, is now an instructional specialist at Bonham, and one of the most gifted elementary science teachers I've observed, and is now helping other teachers to reach a high level and to support them. Your mama's not only an excellent mentor, but she's an encourager, isn't she?
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Way to go. And you and I discussed prior to this interview that I would bet, and you confirmed it, that your mother has promoted diverse problem-solving thinking as she has been raising you. Mm-hmm. Because I've observed your mother. When her kids would do science projects, she wasn't working for them to get only one right answer. She gave them deep problems and celebrated diverse thinking to get to answers, plural, more than one right answer. Mm-hmm. So have conversations been through your years at your home? Do you realize as a model for other families listening to this, how come Cassidy has been able to achieve becoming a National Merit Scholar? It's more than just God's gift to having a good intellect, having good teachers, but using your time well as you travel down the road. Or is your mom's cooking?
My mom is a pretty good cook. But I think that probably one of the best things that my mom ever did for me is she taught me how to read when I was pretty young, and she made me love reading. And so, like, all my life I've just been, I'm the kid sitting in the corner reading a book, and I have a different one every day, And so it's just like, when you read, you learn about all these different diverse things. You learn about different vocabulary words, the way that people talk, the way that people think. And a lot of that can be helpful throughout the rest of your life that you don't even realize. And a lot of kids these days think that reading isn't cool or it's boring because at school they make you read, and they make you read, books that you won't necessarily find interesting, and you have to search for certain things. You're not allowed to just enjoy the story and see what it offers you. So the fact that she gave me that love for reading so young is, I think, a big part of it. And
did you ever discuss books with your mom?
Oh yeah, all the time. She'd finish reading something and she'd say, you should read this, and I'd read it, and then we'd talk about it, or I'd read something and tell her to read it. A movie would come out, and she'd be like, I read that book back when I was your age. You should read it, and then we'll go see the movie. So
conversations, if I had one piece of advice for parents of young people and young children, is to use, even in our busy lives like your mother, opportunities to have discussions about deep issues and issues in our world. I know your mother is very interested in real problems. The things I saw her children do in her classroom were not so much simulated, that we're all going to get to the same, put the vinegar over the soda and we have a volcano.
Oh, but those are so much fun.
Okay, and I'm not saying we don't do those, but the types of work I saw in her classroom was in addition to that, where there was more, we didn't know for sure what the answer or the end result was going to be. And unlike the soda with the vinegar, where it doesn't take but a second for us to see something neat, to keep working and keep working and keep working on something, I would bet your mom has taught you stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah, I'm a real stubborn person.
Okay, but that takes it. And how to channel stick-to-itiveness, you're using the word stubborn, I'm using stick-to-itiveness.
Persistence. Yeah.
Persistence.
That's a good word.
Because the real world is, and you know at your age, and you're taking so many advanced classes, there isn't necessarily, we're not going to get the answer in 5 seconds to many of the issues that you're dealing with. Speaking of which, you've probably taken a lot of pre-AP, AP, and maybe some dual credit. Talk to me about that.
I've taken so many AP and pre-AP classes. Pretty much every core class since 7th grade I've been in pre-AP, and then last year I took 2 AP, and this year I'm taking 4 AP classes, which means a lot of homework. Yeah. But it's worth it. I've gotten some letters from colleges saying that they've already offered me like college hours for my grades on the AP tests, and like you really learn a lot more in those classes than you do in regular. Yeah,
no doubt about it. And deep. It goes pretty deep in the content. Okay, let's talk about you don't just study. You are in some things. Talk to us about what you enjoy doing and what you're involved with.
I'm in National Honor Society, and we have meetings once a month, maybe a little bit more often. It's just at the beginning of the year, so we haven't quite gotten it rolling yet. We do volunteer stuff. And
lots of volunteer
hours.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to hang out with, other kids that care about the same things that you do, and, give back to the school a little bit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm also in theater, which takes up a big chunk of my time, but it's completely worth it. I'm in the middle of a show right now. I'm stage managing. I'm actually missing rehearsal for this interview. Sorry, Miss Smith. And so it's just, theater is a place where you can express your creative side, and you don't have to be afraid to be yourself. And so it's just really good to be able to go there and kind of just let it all out.
And that's interesting that you have chosen that. Have you been involved in theater since you've been in high school?
Ever since I got to Central, I've been taking the class and being in plays and stuff.
Excellent. What do you do in the summertime?
In the summer, I'm involved with a lot of youth group activities. I'm really active in my church's youth group, and we do lots of volunteer things, lots of just hanging out at the church building, playing dodgeball and stuff. We go to church camp every year. We have a mission trip every summer. Usually we've been going to Mexico, but that hasn't really worked out the last couple of years, so we went to Christ Haven, which is a children's home, and we volunteered there for a week.
Why do you think that's important? All that at your church and through National Honor Society, you doing community service. Why are you drawn to that?
Well, I've been so blessed. It doesn't make much sense for me. It doesn't make sense to me for me to not give back. It's like, if I don't give back to the community, then that's just not fair.
Well, good for you. That wasn't a test question.
Okay.
I'm just interested in young people. many people think young people in our society are only self-focused, and I don't find that to be true. I find more and more young people know how good it feels to give back and feel a certain level of responsibility to work it into their busy schedule.
Right. Because, I mean, it's just one of those things that if you're, like, you can find an hour of your time a week to go and pick up trash by the side of the road, or, you know, head up to church and help out decorating for VBS or something. I mean, it doesn't take very long to do stuff like that, but it really does help.
And do you think that even busy people taking 4 AP classes, we probably still waste more than an hour a week somehow or other? It isn't like we can't find at least an hour to do those kind of things.
Oh yeah, I waste so much time. I'm a little bit of a procrastinator. Don't tell my teachers, but actually they're probably going to watch this. Never mind. But it's one of those things where it's like you get home and you're like, you know, my favorite show comes on tonight, Glee or whatever it is that you watch, and so you're like, I'll wait until my show's over and then I'll start my homework. And then you're up until 3 o'clock in the morning and you're like, why did I wait to start my homework? I should have started it the second I got home. And it's like, well, that's part of just developmentally maturing and how to use your time. Where do you hope to go to school next year? Next year I'm hoping to go to Lubbock Christian University. It's a Church of Christ school in Lubbock. And
I think we have another student from SAISD there, maybe playing soccer. But anyway, I've heard of that, and it's a nice school.
It's a great school.
Good. And do you already have a clue as to what you would major in?
I don't know for sure yet. Probably just like a humanities type, like a general major, because I plan on going to grad school. And so that way I'll have more time to decide exactly what I want to do and to work towards that.
And so you know you're going to go to grad school, which I'm glad. That's a great goal. Do you have any idea at this stage what you might be at the end of your education?
I'm not for sure yet. I want to keep like my options open and to, you know, I don't want to rule anything out yet.
What are your interests?
I don't know. I've been thinking, and it's like every week I come up with this really cool job that I can completely see myself doing. Anything from like a meteorologist to an archaeologist to, apparently I like things that end with ist, to like an editor for a publishing house. And there's just so many different possibilities.
So you have lots of interests. Way to go, Cassidy. Good job. Well, we are so proud that we have you as a National Merit and Scholar, and we want you to have that opportunity to be a finalist, and we're going to be pulling for you and also watching you in the years to come. Since your family's here, we know you'll come back to San Angelo.
Absolutely.
And we are very proud of you.
All right, thank you.